Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are brand new, I'm Candace and welcome to my channel. So I am so excited because Fruitful actually turned 3 years old, which may not seem like a lot for you guys, but it is like a huge milestone for me, and I'm just really excited that for 3 years I have been here on YouTube and on social media doing my best to share my journey and encourage other women in the way, and I have formed so many amazing friendships in doing this. And so this is actually a really big deal to me, and I am just really excited. So 3 years ago, actually today, I recorded my first YouTube video, which was pretty funny. I remember I was terrified. I had recorded the video. I had no idea what I was doing, and I think I've told this story so many times. I had my phone set up on like some books, and it kept falling over, and I was recording this video, and then I just downloaded some random video editor on my phone and edited the video a little bit. And I was so nervous. I had the video up on YouTube, but I didn't have it like public where people can see it because I was too nervous for people to watch it. But then I was like, well, I want people to watch it because I don't want it to just sit there and not be watched. I was a mess. I was so terrified. I was terrified of what people would think, you know, with me putting my fertility journey out there. I mean, there are tons and tons, obviously, of videos on YouTube, and I could have done any type of channel. I could have done, you know, a hair channel, even though I'm not that great at hair. I could have done a makeup channel, even though I'm not that great at makeup. I could have done a lifestyle, fashion, whatever. But I wanted to do something I was passionate about, and I wanted to do something different. I know when I was going through my journey, I was looking all over the internet, all over YouTube, everywhere, just looking for black girls that were talking about what I needed to hear. I wanted to hear about infertility. I wanted to hear about fibroids and IVF and all of these things, and I rarely saw any brown girls that were talking about these things. And so I got this crazy idea that I believe was a God-given idea to begin a YouTube channel and to share my journey openly and honestly through the ups and the downs. And I have done just that for 3 years, and so I am pretty proud of myself. Pat yourself on the back. I'm really proud of myself. I'm proud that even through the highs and lows, I have vowed to share them all with you, and I have done just that. From sharing my fertility journey, having no idea where the journey would take me, and then finding out that I had to do IVF, which was a huge thing for me because, as I said, I didn't know any black girls that were doing IVF or that were really speaking out openly about doing it, even though many of them were doing it, you know, in silence. And so it was huge for me to share I was doing IVF on my YouTube channel for the world to see. And then just a couple months later, you know, starting IVF, and then my mom passing away, all of this all within the same time. And then, you know, pretty much the next month or two going into an IVF cycle and having it fail, you know. So I believe that God really knew that 2017 was going to be a very difficult and trying year for me, and he knew that I needed an outlet because I had just moved to a whole nother state. I live in Arizona. All my family and friends are in Michigan. I didn't really have a lot of support out here, and so my YouTube channel was a way for me to kind of get these feelings out and connect with other people who would understand what I'm going through and who could help support me through everything. And so it's just been amazing. So as I said, 2017 was a very difficult year, and it was also the year that I started my YouTube channel, and so I was able to document all of these different things that I have gone through over the last 3 years, including one of the best moments of the last 3 years, which is having our daughter Victory after a successful IVF cycle, from going from 10 years of infertility to finally becoming a first-time mom through IVF. Was just an amazing feeling, and I was so grateful to be able to share it with you guys because many of you have been on this journey with me from the beginning, when I didn't know what I was doing, and I still don't know what I'm doing most of the time, from when I was just sharing and just, you know, putting everything out there, and you guys were supporting me and praying with me and sending me things, sending me gifts and sending me encouragement. And so this last 3 years has been absolutely amazing, and I am just so excited to see what the next couple of years will bring for me. Also in these 3 years, I started my business, my Fruitful Journey, which I am so proud of. So that's my other little baby. So YouTube is like my first baby, and then of course my victory, and then my business is my other baby that I have been working really hard on, and I'll have some new things to share with you guys with that soon. But I'm just really excited, and I wanted to share with you guys that this is my 3rd birthday, my 3rd year here on YouTube and on social media, sharing my journey, sharing my story, and it has been a wild ride. And so in these last 3 years, I just wanted to quickly share just a few things that I have learned on my journey, not just on my fertility journey, but on my journey as a YouTuber, and just evolving as a woman, and just continuing to be a voice in the infertility community. And so here's some of the things that I've learned in the last 3 years. The first thing I've learned is that life will throw some curveballs at you, obviously, and you may not understand why, and you may not even understand how you'll get through life's challenges and different seasons in your life. But I'm learning just to remain open and remain open-minded, and that every difficulty and everything that we go through, every season that we go through, is to teach us something and to make us stronger and to help us in the next season that we'll be encountering. And so that's really the big thing I've learned in these last 3 years, is that life really threw me some curveballs, especially with battling infertility, and then with going through IVF, and with losing my mom, and then having to fail IVF and losing our 2 boys, all within, you know, the same year pretty much. I did not understand it, and even now I don't understand why I had to go through all of that, but it has made me a stronger person, and it has allowed me to share with others and say, hey, look, I went through it, I made it through, you can too. And so I think that's really the lesson that I've learned from, you know, knowing that life does kind of throw you curveballs, and you just have to pick yourself up and keep trying and keep moving forward. So I think that's the first thing that I've learned in these last 3 years. So I think the second thing that I'm learning, being a YouTuber and just, you know, being on social media and just continuing to build my brand and to continue to be a voice in the infertility community, I think that what I'm learning is I actually have no idea what I'm doing, like literally none. Like when I first started my YouTube channel, I am the furthest person that you would have ever thought would be a YouTuber. I am an extreme introvert. I'm a very private person. I am just like, so this is just all something different for me, and I've actually been enjoying it much more than I thought I would. And so what I'm learning is I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. But every day I wake up and I do what I can to make myself better, and to make my channel better, and to make my business better. And that's where the growth comes from. That's when you learn. It's like, I don't wake up every day saying, oh, I'm this expert YouTuber, I'm this expert business owner, and I have it all figured out, because I don't. But I think in that, I'm allowing myself to have that space to grow and to learn from my mistakes, which I've made lots of mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes here on YouTube, just with some of my videos and some of my editing and some of my content and whatever, you know, just made mistakes in my business and running a business. I literally have no idea. I have failed a few times already in my business. It's only 6 months old, but I take those things as a lesson to learn, and I just keep trying to make myself better and keep trying to grow. And so that's really what I'm learning too, is that I really, you know, sometimes you think you have it all figured out, but I really don't have it all figured out. And I guess that's the fun, is learning and growing, and just seeing how far you've come and where you're gonna go. So that's the second lesson I learned. I think the third lesson I've learned, which is one of the bigger lessons as well, is that nothing good comes from comfort zones. I was so comfortable in my little bubble, in my little space for, let's say, 8 years of my infertility journey. I was so comfortable suffering in silence and not really opening up and not really sharing, and knowing that there were other women that were dealing with it, but they weren't saying anything, I wasn't saying anything. So we were both kind of in our little bubbles and in our little space, you know, trying to get through this terrible, difficult journey. But I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I started this channel not knowing what to expect, not knowing where it would take me. And I started, you know, my social media just to connect with others and encourage others, and so many amazing things have come to me, things that I didn't have to go and seek and find. And I believe that's what happens when you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, and when you are on the path that you're supposed to be on. Just in these last 3 years, just from sharing my journey and sharing my story and connecting and touching people that I had no idea that I had even encouraged, I've been able to be on Good Morning America sharing my story with Tim about male factor infertility and infertility during National Infertility Awareness Week last year. I've been able to be on 9 Months with Courtney Cox, and I've been able to be interviewed by magazines and to share my story and have it read worldwide, and people from other countries reaching out to me and telling me how much my story, me, little old me, a little girl from Detroit, has been able to encourage someone. And I had no idea that I would be able to do any of that just by saying yes to this one thing, which was sharing my story and then allowing the opportunities to find me. And so it's just been such a blessing. These last 3 years have just been amazing. They have been such a blessing. I have just grown in ways that I never thought I would grow. I have met women that I would have never been able to meet. And so I'm just so grateful to share and so grateful to celebrate 3 years here with you guys, and looking forward to many, many more years of encouraging and sharing, and just also excited about what the future holds and what other opportunities will be able to come my way to be able to have a larger platform to share my story and let others know they are not alone. And so that's really all I wanted to share with you guys. Happy birthday to Fruitful. Thank you guys so much for always supporting me and loving me. Thank you for staying with me through all of the different things that I've gone through over these last 3 years. And I'm just so grateful just to be here where I am now, and so grateful to see where I'm going to be going. So if you guys are not a part of my family, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of my videos. I want to thank you guys so much as well for supporting me. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope that you guys have an amazing, fruitful week, and I'll be back next time with another video. Bye.